Kendrick Lamar's latest album, GNX, is more than just music. It's pretty much a masterclass in cultural commentary. Kendrick has always been a storyteller, a griot for the digital age. But this album takes a new role and new heights. It forces us to think about tough questions about identity, fame, as well as the systems that we operate in, particularly in this hyper-connected, media-driven era. As someone who studies subcultures and digital economies, I find that Kendrick's new album is pretty much groundbreaking, but also timely, a work that speaks directly to the cultural movement that we're living in. Now, we can start with the obvious. Kendrick understands the dynamics of visibility almost better than any other artist, especially in hip-hop. In a world where social media algorithms reward virality, GNX feels sort of like an intentional rejection of clout-chasing. The album structure is intimate and unfiltered, eschewing the flashy hooks and the TikTok-ready beats that dominate this chart. Even still, Kendrick takes the long road home, right? He delivers layered, introspective narratives that still demand active listening. The way he challenges the way we engage with music in an era where most songs are consumed passively, he's now creating soundtracks to our lives versus soundtracks to just scrolling. And what's even more fascinating about GNX is how it interrogates the cost of fame. Kendrick has always had a really complex and weird relationship with his celebrity, and here he lays it bare. He explores how the spotlight has sort of distorted his identity, and he also talks about his past and how it pulls between his personal authenticity and now public's expectation. Songs like Luther unpack the ways in which fame can isolate you, turning you both into a commodity as well as a target. And for someone like Kendrick, who came of age in hip-hop while rejecting its more performative elements, GNX is a reminder that visibility is power, but it's also vulnerability. And this ties directly into the themes that I explore in my own research. You know, we think about the precarity of clout, the precarity of what it means to try to be in media industry, and how clout also operates as currency in digital and cultural spaces. Kendrick Lamar shows us that while clout can elevate us, right, it can also entrap. And I think that's something that we need to be thinking about more deeply as he is coming off of his battle with Drake. You know, this album critiques how visibility equals success. It challenges the younger generations of artists as well as listeners to think about consequences of actions. But really what sets this album apart is its focus on systems while still being fun. All of these are deeply intertwined. Kendrick uses his own personal experiences to reveal how certain things shape Black life, particularly in Los Angeles, both online and offline. He's talking about his personal struggles. He's talking about how he's situated within broader structure, but he's also doing so in a way that's jamming, as my man David Banner would say. We're turning to resistance as something that can be surveilled in this era, commodified in this era, as well as sold in this era. I think the interesting thing with this album is that Kendrick has some really interesting sonic choices here. He leans into jazz, he leans into funk, he leans into spoken word, but he also throws a nod back to R&B and soul traditions that existed long before the streaming era. And this isn't just about nostalgia, it's about sort of reclaiming spaces where Black artists can exist, right, without the pressures of performative virality and sort of doing what's hot. This is GNX is a cultural mirror. You know, They Not Like Us is a hit record that sort of stands as, but this album actually reflects the anxieties and contradictions of living in this world while remaining yourself and having the power of intentionality. Kendrick Lamar does not chase trends, he confronts them, and in doing so, he challenges us all to think about what we actually value, not just in the music, but in our lives. Now that is my 3-minute thesis. Thank you.